What's up? What's up, guys? I
What's
missed you
up, bro?
guys. Missed you guys this weekend. Missed you guys. I was actually this weekend. Yes, missed you guys yesterday, but we're here. It's we talking about sports at the half. We're giving you guys a quick little show. It's a combination of a halftime show and a little look ahead to next week, kind of like what we did last week. Without further ado, Ben, Ron, how are you guys doing today?
Shit, I'm
What's
good,
up, my
man.
guys? What up?
I'm good. I'm ready. This is a quick show. We're gonna do it for you guys. Monday halftime. Everybody's chilling right now during the game, which there's some BS going on with these damn roughing the passers, but we're gonna not talk about that because we're gonna bring you the info. Justin and Roland did a hell of a show on Sunday. Thank you for watching, everybody who did. I'm glad that Ben is here. Me and Ben are gonna be with Roland tonight. So Roland, take it, baby. We got the points right here, man. We got the 4 points.
Like you said, we got our little halftime show going on. We're gonna go over our Sunday bets, fun fantasy must starts that we had during the show yesterday. Some injuries that occurred that you guys might want to look out for, maybe some free agent pickups or some guys that you might already have on your bench that might have become starters overnight. And like I said, a look ahead. We're gonna maybe throw out a pick or two that we like based on the lines that are out right now. Maybe try and beat some line movement. And like Ron was talking about too, with that roughing the passer that they called on Chris Jones, we do have a 20-10 ball game right now between the Raiders and the Chiefs. Raiders on the road in Kansas City with a 10-point lead. Got off to a pretty good start with Devontae Adams with a 60-yard touchdown. So Devontae Adams owners, you guys are looking good in the first half already. And I believe the Raiders are 7-point dogs. So if you guys took the Raiders on the spread, you guys are looking good right now. Anybody, you guys got plays going on tonight's game before we get into Sunday's games?
Shit, I just got out of work, bro, so I'm barely tuning in. I hear the group chat's been blowing up about the roughing the passer calls. So, yeah, game changer right before halftime. Then both teams go and get really long field goals too. So, I'm gonna tune in here to the second half. Hope for a good ending. You got to think the Chiefs have some sort of comeback in them here at home.
Yeah, man. I looked at the live line when they were down by was it 10 or 13, and they were like plus 100 on the money line, even down 13. So
Sheesh.
it wasn't even like worth betting. But I do have Edwards-Helaire over 20.5 receiving yards. Hollins over, oh man, I think his prop was 30, and Chiefs minus 6.5. So it's not looking good on the first half, but second half, I mean, I'm gonna have to get some stuff done, man.
Second half still live. Like Ben said, the Chiefs have a lot of fight in them with that offense. Not as explosive as it once was, but they still find a way to put points on the board, and they'll be able to do that in the second half, I'm sure. Personally, I had Chiefs first half, so I already lost that, but I did have a prop on Josh Jacobs over 2.5 catches. That already cashed. It was a little juiced, but I still took it. And I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 2.5. So just waiting on 2 more catches from CEH. Hopefully I get it. They're down by 10, so hopefully they'll be passing the ball. But those are the bets for tonight. We did give out some bets yesterday, so we're going to go over that. Pretty decent day for the pod in general. Ron, do you want to take us through your picks?
Yeah, Dolphins -3 missed. We saw that Teddy Bridgewater went out. They went to the third string quarterback and just got absolutely blasted by the Jets. 49ers cashed at -6.5. They rolled. That was easy to go 1-1 on the day. And then the Eagles won the game. Actually could have gone into overtime. Kicker missed a field goal. Regardless, they won by 3. They didn't cover the 5. So I went 1-2 on the day.
49ers easy, never in doubt. That I think they injured the Panthers starting quarterback Baker Mayfield, and they got their coach fired. So easy pickings there with the 49ers beating the Panthers. So you got on the board, wasn't a complete shutout. Ben, you got on the board as well here. Bills another complete. Just you didn't even have to watch the game.
Yeah, it was a blowout, but man, that Jaguars and Texans game, bro. What a like drop off on Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I had somebody hitting me up in fantasy football that was looking for a quarterback, because he punted on quarterbacks, and he was wanting Trevor Lawrence earlier in this year. He's coming off 4 fumbles against the Eagles, and then I mean, you can't beat the Texans at home. Really, really bad performance by the Jaguars. I was buying in. We thought, hey, this Jaguars team, did they really turn it around like this? I mean, they were playing tough defensive football. But, man, back-to-back duds, same old Jaguars. Can't be trusted. And then that Eagles and Cards game, First half, flew over, well on pace, looking healthy. Second half, I mean, this Cardinals offense, bro, and even the Eagles, they stalled out in the second half there. But the Cardinals offense, we were pretty low on the Cardinals coming into the season. And it seems like, I mean, they're even saying that they like playing from behind, like stuff you don't like to hear. You know what I mean? We start playing with urgency when we play from behind. I expected them to put up more points. Shout out Hollywood Brown. He's been a fantasy, gem so far this season based on where he was drafted. No wonder he wanted out. He's putting up points. He's getting in the end zone.
Hell yeah. Definitely fun having Hollywood Brown on your team. He's getting those targets. Hopefully not too much changes when Hopkins comes back in a few weeks. Hopefully maybe it opens things up for him, if anything. But let's go on to my picks.
The best for last.
Just like Ron, we were on the Dolphins -3. We picked that out in our look ahead show on Wednesday. We liked that pick. We thought that there was still some value on the Dolphins, but they got throttled 40-17.
First play of the game, Teddy Bridgewater. First play.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater first snap gets knocked out with they didn't even want to call the injury. They didn't know what it was. They didn't know if it was a concussion or a shoulder injury. Oh, there's a catch for CEH. I just need one more. So yeah, bad look for the Dolphins all around for that game. 40-17, but big win for the Jets. So we'll see if they can hold up that momentum. The Pats -3 shut out the Lions. That's the game that we also talked about on the look ahead show. So that went ahead and cashed easily. And the Titans, back and forth game with the Commanders, but ultimately they were able to get it done. And that's just really a fade on Carson Wentz and the Commanders. And I don't know if you guys saw today, Ron Rivera threw Carson Wentz under the bus already. 5 games into the season, they asked him what the problem was, and he just flat out said his quarterback. They just asked, what's the difference between you and the other teams in the division? He's like, quarterback play.
Why can't I be quarterback?
Yeah.
So not looking good for the Commanders.
Hey, and we did talk about the streamers and the Patriots against Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff laid a big dud this week, man.
Yeah, we told people to stay away from Jared Goff that if they were looking at between those 3 streamers, because the Pats defense is, even though it's down this year relative to where they've been, it's still pretty strong. Ooh, CH, man, they're sorry to get distracted, but he wasn't even looking at the ball. Yeah, they're still going to be able to take away your best weapons. And the Lions, they were injured. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he played, but he really wasn't there because of his ankle injury. So easy win there for the Pats. The Bengals and 49ers 7-point teaser. That was a pretty easy one. The Bengals one was kind of at risk at times throughout the game. But ultimately the 10.5 was there. So a good week for me on my picks, but
hell yeah, bro.
We'll see if we can keep it up. Now let's get to fantasy. The main reason why everybody's here is the fantasy, where we give out the fantasy plays must starts every week. Ben's been doing good with his must starts. He's used Gabe Davis twice, but both times that he's used him, he's hit on Gabe Davis.
Hey, Gabe Davis hit in a big way, man. First play of the game.
Put it up.
Red zone had just started, and you see, Gabe Davis 98-yard touchdown. On the first play of the game, he had, 16, 17 points on the board already. And then again, on a later drive, another 50, 60-yard bomb in the end zone. We talked about early, when he was one of my guys coming into the season. We talked about how he was going to be kind of touchdown dependent, but he seems to be that over-the-top guy for the Bills. Not saying that Stephon Diggs can't do it, you know what I mean? But he's more of, Stephon Diggs has a full route tree. Gabe Davis, more of that over-the-top, take the top off the defense guy. So it was, a lot of people were benching him. A lot of people, were talking about trading him, dropping him. Big comeback for Gabe Davis. He came back in a big way, man.
Yeah, big, and that long. Well, he had 2 long catches, but the one that I've been talking about is the one-handed catch that he had. Yeah. That was pretty nice. So Gabe Davis, definitely a good call for you there, Ben. Ron, do you have any Gabe Davis in your leagues?
The only thing, yeah, man, I run him in 2 leagues. I just can't understand why you would bench this guy regardless. Just with that offense and with that quarterback, I think he's a must start.
For sure. With a 14-point spread, for sure, you got to think they're going to put up points.
Yeah, minimum. So he's just got to be in your lineup, man, every single week, no matter
Bills,
what, to me.
The Bills, they're an offense that can support multiple players because Stephon Diggs, his counterpart, still had a great week himself. He had like 24, 25 points in PPR.
Yeah, they both got in the end zone.
Yeah, so definitely made a good decision if you got attached to this Bills offense in your draft. So let's move on to another hit. This one was a good call by Justin. He stuck with his Ohio State guy, Chris Olav. Ola mother.
Olav
Oh,
mother.
okay, there you go. My bad.
Yeah.
He scored a touchdown. They had to review it, and that's actually the play that he got hurt on. He has a concussion now, but he was able to make fantasy value with the touchdown. Justin's calling it out, the tutty concussion. So hopefully Chris Olav is able to suit it up. But good call by Justin. Did you guys run Olav in any of your lineups?
I actually did. I ran Olave in several lineups. I think that he's come to a point where he's that flex guy. Once your wide receivers are having bye weeks, he's that obvious plug-in for your wide receivers. In case you went 2 big-time star receivers in the first 2 rounds, he's a guy that you got to be thinking about plugging in every week, man. I mean, with Andy Dalton, with Jameis Winston, he's getting looks in the end zone.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Taysom Hill too. And Mike Thomas is out, so he's got to be the guy.
Yeah, and Landry's like a non-factor.
Yeah.
So Louis says he's got Olav as a flex in one of his leagues. Ron, did you like the call here on Olav?
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, he's a wide receiver 1 over there. Like, no Thomas. Landry's pretty much non-existent. I mean, they're looking for ways to score. So this guy, he's young, he's healthy, and he can produce yards after the catch. I think he's another guy who, if he's on your roster, you have to flex him.
Yep. Good call there by Justin. And then lastly, a dud call. This was my guy, Gerald Everett.
Come on.
I think he only had like 1 catch for 2 yards. So
Yeah.
there you have it. 1.2 yards in PPR.
Hey, the bets came in, bro. I mean, you can't win them all, bro.
You can't win them all. Had a bad call with my my must start of the week. Get it back this next week though. I just thought he'd been hitting 3 of the last 4 weeks, and especially with Keenan Allen out, thought he'd take a step up in target share. But my boy Mike Williams, he ate up all the targets.
Yeah.
So I'll take it either way.
Yeah, I mean, you have him hitting, over 13 points in 3 out of the previous 4 weeks, so I could see why you did it, man. So all good there. No worries at all.
And it's a tight end. So it's a little risky, but
it's a hard position.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's move on to some injuries that you guys might want to pay attention to. And this one is brutal. It's an out for the year for Rashad Penny, something that we've heard before. He's been a guy that's torn his ACL. There goes Travis Kelce scoring his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Fucking wrecking with him, bro.
Rashad Penny, he's out. His backup, Kenneth Walker III, he's a guy that's probably been drafted in most leagues. Dropped in some because he wasn't playing at all. It was a Rashad Penny show, and he was doing work with the time that he had. That's what makes this so hard to stomach if you're a fan of his or if you're just even following football. What do you guys think about this? Are you running to put in Walker in your lineup if you have him? Are you trying to trade for him before he blows up? He had a big touchdown when he went in. What are y'all doing about Walker?
I was out on the whole Seahawks offense coming into the season, just thinking that Geno wasn't going to be able to support him. But, I mean, by this point, you got to think, Geno's pretty comfortable in the system. We've seen big weeks for DK, big weeks for Tyler Lockett this week. He went off. Rashad Penny has been scoring, that game against the Lions. He had a monster week as well. I think that, Kenneth Walker, if he's a free agent in any of your leagues, he's got to be top priority, if he isn't rostered. And I was going to ask you, in a fab league, how much of your fab are you willing to throw on Kenneth Walker? And for those, who don't know, fab is on free agency when you have to bid for free agents. You start off with $100 to $200, and you got to decide how much you want to bid on every guy instead of just getting them for free. So is he a guy that you spend a decent amount of your percentage of fab on because the running back position is so light?
Ron, how much are you spending?
I don't do those leagues, bro. I mean, so you guys probably have the info on that more than I am, but I mean, I wouldn't spend a lot. Just to kind of
So
answer that
I would go
question.
hard.
I
I don't
think
think I
that this is a situation where you blow your load on the guy. Like
Sheesh.
the threshold is usually, at least on like stuff that I listen to and have heard, is like 55% is kind of like the max that you throw for a guy out of your fab budget. So like if you have $100 budget, you're gonna throw $55 on him. He's the guy that you might go 60% of your fab budget, and the reason being is because if you can pick up an RB2 or a guy that could pop for RB1 weeks in the middle of the season as a free agent, those are league winners. It happens every year. It happens every year. If this guy's a free agent in your league, I would go get him. Because like Ben said, you're scared. I'm sorry, Ron, but like Ben said, if you were scared of the Seahawks offense before the season started, it's now proven that this offense can move the ball. Kenneth Walker, he already busted off a long touchdown when he got the opportunity yesterday. I'd go hard. I'm with Ben. I'd go hard on this guy.
Yeah, I mean, especially me here. Like, I have Alvin Kamara in one of my leagues. He gave me 14 points through 4 weeks. He barely went off. He didn't play week 2 or week 4. And my other running back is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I really don't have anybody else besides Darrell Henderson. So just like you guys said, if this is somebody who you can get, if your star running back is always hurt or not in, or you lost him for the year, yeah, this is somebody who you want to
Bye
go
weeks
get.
are coming up.
Yep. So this is somebody who I'm definitely going to target in the league that I'm, currently winning in the defending champion. So.
There we go.
That window run.
I like that flex.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, Lou says Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, man, my boy Bull called me for a league also, and he said, yo, Knox is out. What's up with tight end? What should I flex? And he said, I'm leaning real hard on Taysom Hill. And, dude, that was a hell of a call. Picked up Taysom Hill on Sunday, started him this week. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown. I mean, like, damn it, boy. I mean, Gabe Davis was a good start of the week, but you come throw Taysom Hill at start of the week, and Lou says he's even an option, at flex, at tight end, and QB. Not that you would want to play him at QB right now, but at tight end, you got to think he's top 10 material.
Bye weeks for sure.
Or a 2-quarterback league.
Yeah, Taysom Hill was the guy that I was staring at Sunday morning, and I ended up going another way. I ended up not taking him. I didn't foresee him having that passing and running output. I thought it was going to be a more traditional offense, but now they used Taysom Hill just like they used to. So good on Bull for that call. That was a good one.
Who else got hurt? Cheetah.
Yeah, we got Tyreek Hill. He's a guy that's drafted in the 2nd round in most leagues, probably seen with a walking boot leaving the locker room. He came into the game nursing like a quad injury. He had missed some practice or had some limited practice during the week with a quad injury, was at risk of missing the game, ends up playing and leaving with a foot injury. So not looking good for the Miami offense as a whole. Are you guys worried about this Tyreek Hill injury? He's a guy that relies on his speed. So if he has a foot, lower body injury, definitely something you want to pay attention to.
Yeah, I'm just worried about it because now he has a 3rd-string quarterback throwing to him also. So not only can he not move around the field like he wants to, he has this 3rd-string, 4th-round draft pick throwing on the rock. Waddle's banged up. They lost Tua. What looked like a promising year for the Dolphins is all of a sudden just kind of turned around. And I think it's a bigger effect. It's that Tua effect. It's what we're seeing now with Brady yesterday and what just happened, with Derek, Carr here. All the focus is on that Tua stuff. They got a lot of internal problems, I think, and it's going to start looking bad for the Dolphins. I think it might get a lot worse before it gets, better. Their coach is really young too, somebody who hasn't been in the position for a long time. I'm not saying that Tyreek's going to, cash it in or, we're only in week 5, but I mean, if this Dolphins team doesn't keep, they're good players on the field and keep winning games, you could, see them kind of tail off toward the end of the year, which, sucks because it's a good city. It's cool to go to, to watch the games. They're an exciting team. And it just sucks, man, what's, going on over there in South Beach.
Yeah, I'd love to see it as a Bills fan. Love to see it, not the injury part, but them in shambles because they were like the darling team that people said, oh, snap.
Exactly.
They could be really fun to watch. I'll follow them. And then, boom, back-to-back losses. Shit got flipped on its head quick. Let's see how the rookie head coach, handles this stretch. of all the backlash with the concussion stuff. Now down to your third string quarterback, some skill players being hurt also. It's going to be interesting.
Any fantasy value left on this team? With Jalen Waddle, you're still loading up in your lineups. Mostert, you're lining up.
Mostert, I'm flexing, bro. I'm RB2ing.
Yeah, I started Mostert as a RB2 this past week and went well for me. So I'm a roll with Mostert as well. Jasecki, you guys rolling with Jasecki if Tyreek Hill misses? You think he steps up as a streaming tight end maybe? All right, just throwing that out there.
As long as they have that quarterback, I'm out.
Staying away from all pass catchers, not named Waddle or Hill. All right, definitely no argument for me on those. Want to bring this injury up also. This is the last injury on the board. We talked about this on Sunday that you could flex both of these guys. We were right on one of them. Stevenson went off. You can see his stat line down there, 161 rushing yards. Didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Still ended up with almost 20 points fantasy-wise. But Harris pictured here, hamstring injury. You know how hamstrings go. Might miss at least one game. You guys worried about this backfield? You excited to throw in Stevenson or maybe target him in any trades?
Gotta target Stevenson, man. The Patriots love to run the ball. I think for as long as he's healthy, Stevenson's going to be a very viable running back option for sure.
Yeah, people slept on him in one of my leagues, and he was just sitting there for me last week. So I got him 2 weeks ago. I didn't start him because I was a big Harris guy. I thought Harris was going to the one who was going to lead the Patriots backfield, and it looked like they were going to both eat. But obviously Harris got hurt, so I'm just happy that I got Stevenson. And it wasn't even like a waiver wire pickup. He was just chilling there, so I picked him up, and I can't wait to start him.
Yeah, that one went against me. I had Harris in one league, so I'm losing Harris, but luckily I have Walker, so I'm going to be able to test that, run that experiment out. So we'll see what happens there. That's it for fantasy. As always, guys, we're going to drop the fantasy mailbag this week. So if you guys have any fantasy questions, you guys drop them in there and we'll get to them on Sunday. Hopefully we can help you out, give some good advice like, Gabe Davis and Olav were this past week. So definitely shout out to Ben and Justin on those calls again. Let's move in real quick to some look aheads. Not going to spend too much time here because the game did start. Want to let you guys get back. Everyone
20-17.
2017, like Ron said, Chiefs closing the gap there. Look ahead lines. We got the Thursday night game. Probably going to stay away from that sidewise. Pretty much a pick 'em with the Bears as a short 1-point favorites, and that's as of tonight when I pulled these lines. Other games that I kind of want to point out, Patriots find themselves as 3-point dogs on the road against the Browns with some juice their way, kind of like the Pats in that one. And then the other one that kind of caught my eye, and this is ugly as can be, but I kind of like it, and this is just based on what we've seen the last 2 weeks. I kind of like the Colts as short favorites against the Jags. That could potentially be a super ugly game, but
with Taylor only, right? That's stipulation.
Yeah, with Taylor playing, because we all know Hines is out. They need Taylor to be playing in this game. Their defense, I think, is stout enough to hold up at home. They just got a hard, I don't know if you want to call it hard-earned, but it was hard fought against the Broncos on Thursday night. They got that victory. I might be able to get into some Colts action this week. What do you guys like on the board so far while I look at some other lines?
Dude, this is the first time that I see these lines, and I know 2 plays that I'm absolutely smashing, and I'm going to parlay them. Vikings -3 at the Dolphins, a team we just talked about that was going the wrong way fast, and they're only getting 3. I don't get that personally. For me, I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to take that all day long. The Vikings are leading the NFC North. They're playing well. We all know what Justin Jefferson is doing. Dalvin Cook showed out last week. Kirk Cousins started the game like 16 for 16. Now, they did get a little scared. The Bears did come back, but they ended up winning the game, I think, by 7. And I'm also looking at the Niners -5.5 in Atlanta. We saw what they did last week. It seems like everything is gelling there for the 49ers. Jimmy G is back. He's taking control. And those are 2 games that I'm excited to take like as soon as the show's over.
And so Ron is excited looking at this board. He's gonna go rush to his phone and put in some plays. Ben, do you have some excitement too looking at this board?
I'll second that 49ers pick. I really like their defense. I think it's the best defense in the NFL.
Tell me, Daddy.
Not only in fantasy, but I think that they're like the best overall defense. I think that they're going to end up running away with that division, seeing what the Rams have become.
For sure.
These are just teams that they should beat up on. No difference than last week against the Panthers. This should be a 10-point win for the 49ers. And I'm going to keep picking on Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro.
I let them know,
Hey,
bro.
this is a get-right game right here for the Bucs. They're going to be feeling themselves after this game. This is one where the Bucs put up 30 points. You know, Godwin gets in the end zone. Mike Evans gets in the end zone. Playoff Lenny finds the end zone.
Damn it.
We're going to keep picking on the Steelers until they prove that they can, put up some points against these good teams.
I feel that was a really, was that personal? I feel like it was personal or towards somebody that
I just think that they're a really bad team, bro, right now.
The Steelers definitely not as strong as they once were.
Like, not even the defenses. They can't even fall back on that.
Nah,
yeah,
Minka got murdered by Gabe Davis.
I wasn't that high on them in the preseason. Honestly, I thought it was Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, rookie quarterback. They were hanging on by a thread last year. Wasn't going to be very good for them, but I like that call. I like the Bucks in a teaser piece. You can get them in a 6-point down cost 3, a 7-point down to 1.5. Or you can even have them in a little money line parlay. The other two lines that I just want to talk about conversation-wise is the Packers. They're 7.5-point favorites against the Jets after losing to the Giants in London as 8-point favorites, and then the Rams are 11-point favorites against the Panthers, who just lost Baker Mayfield, and they just lost to the Cowboys this past week. You guys taking a side in any of those, or you're staying away from both those teams?
I think the Jets are way more live. I'd rather take the Jets than take the Panthers. We saw CMC's a little disgruntled already. I'm not even going to talk about the other rumors, but he did say that he was upset after the loss himself with the team. They now fired the coach, new QB. It's for CMC. I think he's going to be looking for a way out. I think that the Panthers are checked out. So this might be a good get-right spot for the Rams. 11 is a lot of points. I ain't going to lie to you, but maybe at half they're well in control. With the Panthers having like 3 points, 17-3 at halftime, I could see something like that. But the back door will be open for sure late in that game.
Yeah, we could roll in as Cowboy fans. We could maybe see more on our squad pretty soon. You never know. I wouldn't mind another receiver.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind another weapon for sure. And, speaking of the Cowboys, they find themselves as 5-point dogs once again on the road against Philly. Is Dak going to be back? Do we want to bring him back this game? Can Cooper Rush stay within the point spread? I'll tell you, at home against Philly, Sunday Night Football, give me the Eagles in this spot.
Sheesh.
As 5-point favorites. So I think they'll cover the spread against the Cowboys at home.
I think that they're always field goal games. If Dak comes back, might take some getting used to. So with Dak playing, I like Eagles -5. With Rush playing, I like Cowboys +5.
Van's on the Cooper Rush bandwagon. I like it.
I mean,
they're just rolling. They're
4-1. They're killing the spreads. I mean, they're covering machines this year. I don't see why there's anything different. I mean, we saw Philly almost lose to Arizona last week. It was Kyler, it was like a Cowboy situation with Zach, late in the game, spiking the ball, then they missed a field goal and, a poor clock management. Philly's great. They're undefeated, but I mean, everybody has to lose sometime. Divisional game. Ben said, they come down to field goals. It's in Philly. We don't know how the weather's going to be. It could be an ugly game. It is the middle of October. So I would take the Cowboys, +5 with Cooper Rush.
And I think if you're going to take the Cowboys, you might as well take them now because the Cowboys are always a public side. I'm sure that 5 is going to turn into a 4.5 and a 4
With Dak,
throughout the week.
what does that number turn into with Dak?
Man, a
Real
loss,
big.
a fucking L. That's what it turns into.
Travis
Woo!
Kelsey's a cheat code. 3rd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, running away with this.
Yeah, but just real quick, we're running on 30 minutes here. Going to wrap up here in the next minute or so. I do like the Vikings as well, Ron, on the -3. Probably going to take that right now because I think that line might creep up because Tua might not play again and Teddy Bridgewater probably not going to play. And then the other one also, I do like the Pats at +3 against the Browns. So those might be on my card come Sunday.
What is it right now? Chiefs 23 going on 24-20 with that TD or no?
Yep, 23. It's going to be 24-20.
Yeah, and I don't see the Bills and Chiefs line here either, but I like the Bills next week.
Oh, that's true. It's probably not up because this Chiefs game is in progress.
City. Yeah, it was -2 Bills prior to kickoff today, but it's like last year in the regular season, the Bills took the game like it was the Super Bowl, and they beat the crap out of the Chiefs, and then the Chiefs won in the playoffs. So I expect the same thing this year for the Bills to treat it like, yo, we really got to get over this hump. It starts beating them in the regular season, doing to get into the playoffs. So I like the Bills to win next week in KC.
All right. Ben's calling his shot. I like it. And I'm sure the Bills will be on your betting card, so we'll be looking forward to that next week. And do you guys have any parting shots?
Shit, nah, man, this was cool. Thanks for everybody who was watching. A little quick show, a little recap. Look forward to Justin's probably going to do a college thing this week. I know MMA is back. I'm sure Ben's going to want to jump on that. And just follow us on social, Facebook, Twitter. We are going to do a contest pretty soon. Another one's coming up. We have some exciting news. We got a couple people on board. I'm excited. There's big things coming for We Talking About Sports, and we want everybody to be a part of it. So I'm excited. That's coming this week. There will be a contest this week, guaranteed. So be on the lookout on our social medias because we're going to announce it tomorrow.
Yeah, I got nothing, bro. About to get some dinner. Finish watching this game.
Let's get it.
All right.